I'm a late bloomer both in academia and actually in operations as well. At Georgia Tech, my undergrad, and getting my MBA here at Darden, I was focused on finance. I actually went to work for Siemens Corning joint venture right at the time that at&t was breaking up, so the beginning of the breakup of the monopolies. And we were making fiber optic cable. Really interesting early days in the 1984. We were new technology. So it was a bit of a startup. I went in as a business analyst, controller, finance kind of person. My boss turned to me after a year and a half and said, well, you know, if you really want to manage people, if you stay in finance, you'll have one or two people working for you, maybe a controller, then a CFO or something. But if you really want to manage people, you should work in the operations. He says, there's an opportunity for you to be a shift supervisor in the plant if you'd like to do it. It's a lateral move, so no pay increase. Actually, there is a pay increase. If you do the night shift, you actually get night premium. So you can go to night shift and get a little bit of a pay increase. So I took him up on it. It's a 12-hour shift working in the factory, managing 40 people. There were two of us that were salaried employees running the whole factory at night because everybody else was gone. And I got hooked on operations. It was the time before lean was even a term. It was world-class manufacturing, zero inventories, talking about just-in-time. We were just figuring out what the Japanese were doing. And I really got it into my blood and decided, okay, I love operations. Second thing happened is I ended up getting asked to teach a class on bills of material at the community college. Literally, the course was called Bills of Material. And I enjoyed teaching it and decided if you can enjoy teaching bills of material, you should be able to enjoy teaching anything. And got in my mind that the real thing I wanted to do was to come back to Darden and teach at the Darden School. Came to my idea was that, well, I wanted to go back into consulting. I'd actually gone to Darden to get out of consulting because I didn't like the lifestyle. So I'd go back into it for a few years so I could have some credentials to do consulting on the side and get a little more pay. And I also thought the professors who brought their consulting experience into the classroom were more interesting professors. So I joined a consulting firm, Booz Allen Hamilton, and told them I was only going to do this for 3 years because then I was going to go teach. Well, the 3 years turned into 15. The 5 of the 15 was working on my doctorate part-time here at Darden again. So I accomplished getting back to Charlottesville, which was one of my goals. And over the end of that 5 years after my doctorate, I actually was fortunate enough to join the faculty and have been on the faculty for 13 years now, teaching operation strategy, writing books on strategic sourcing, my first book, Balanced Sourcing, one on product development, one on internet retail operations. So it's given me a chance to actually combine my consulting experience, which I continue to do, in areas that allow me to work with practitioners and actually bring that to the classroom in the form of cases, in the form of articles for practitioners, and books for practitioners. So it's a great gig. Nothing better than being a professor at the Darden School.